Hi, I'm Sandy Schreck for LBR Educates, and today we want to talk to you about Aspidistra. It's also called the cast iron plant, but it's not just for covering mechanics anymore. All of the foliages can be turned into things such as like a flower. So thinking about foliage as an important component of design that can be creative and as well as add value and different lines and textures into your pieces. So for this example, you can see the double brick tray. You can just bring that piece in, and on different arrangements, you can fold it over the top and just poke your flowers right through it. But in this case, or in the case of like some sympathy pieces, hearts, crosses, and wreaths, I'm just going to come in and just bring this piece around, and you saw how I just stuck it into the other one to kind of do that continuous piece. Another very easy way to be able to base with this is actually just coming in. So I did a nice cut, and I'm just going to bend this back on itself, and then you can come in and you can easily pierce through this. So we start creating, but you can see how you can create loops and motion throughout the design. Using the variegated pieces adds a little bit more of that line in and adding that color as well. But you can see how you can easily start to really create a good base. There's other textural things that you can do. So those are some of the easiest. But as we're looking like here on this leaf, so sometimes the scale of this, maybe my arrangement's a little bit smaller. I'm just gonna come in, I'm gonna poke my thumb nail right in there, and I'm just gonna run it up the leaf itself. And you can come here and do the same. You can rip it backwards a little bit, but rather than cut this with a knife or a scissors, this way it just goes along the natural lines within the leaf. And here I'm poking those right into themselves. And so you can see how I can change the scale of that and create more of like a ribbon type effect. You can also have it twist when you do that as well. So I can come here, and then we can take this and run it through and twist it back on itself so it kind of creates a knot. But there's really a lot of different visual interests that you can create using the Aspidistra. And you can see here how I really simply covered a whole base. I've got flowers that are going to come in. That technique that I just showed you here, I have 3 of those clustered together, and then that's going to become my base mechanic for a vase design. So here you can see one of the new vases that we're carrying, and that's going to come in there just like you do a hydrangea, and that's going to become kind of my structure to make that design in. So I'm going to show you up close. This is the same kind of concept that you use to create a ribbon flower, but we're using an Aspidistra leaf. And so you just come in, get it to start in the center, and then we're going to continue to kind of grab the base of the leaf and roll it up, continuing to fold over and bring it around on itself so that you create that rose type structure. And just come in and then grab that tip of your leaf there, and then I'm actually just going to take some of the Florist tape and just come in and tape that tip together. But that way you can see how you can create a floral material, a flower, a focal point out of the Aspidistra leaves. And so here you can see how that comes really together to create a focal point. Another couple ideas are. So one thing you can do is look for two of them that are similar shape that kind of go together. And on this, what we're going to do is take a U-glue strip. So I'm going to take a U-glue strip and I'm going to cut it the long way here. And then I'm going to come in and apply this to the center of the one leaf. I'll press it down with my finger, creating some tension so that that U-glue attaches into the leaf structure. So I just come down and press it down in, and then so this is 2 pieces of U-glue that I'm going to be using. And then I'm going to peel it off here. So our covering. Your leaf does need to be dry when you apply that. That one doesn't want to stick. Coming in. And then I'm going to apply a wire right to that U-glue. I want to bend this so that it will create a curve. Now I'm going to apply the other leaf on top of it. So I'm coming in, I found 2 that match pretty good, and you can see that I did start that curve not already when I'm applying these 2. If you do it flat, you're going to end up with more bubbles on it. But you can see how now I can manipulate that leaf to get a real contemporary look. And we're just going to come in, do a nice cut. So that comes in, and then I'm able to do some framing, some creative work. You can bring it down, out, and potentially have the tip come up, but you can see how that can add really a lot of drama into a design. And so that's another option. A couple more would be to create kind of these loops, and these are just pockets. Now you could have this come and poke a rose right through it for a little bit creative presentation, but this is done just taking the leaves. Here we're going to apply a little piece of U-glue to the tip here as well. So we're just coming in and coming here, and so that is going to go right inside. So I'm going to add the U-glue right to the back side here. And then you just fold it in so that it's nice and clean presentation. So something like this would add a great dimension into design, and you could have one work with the other on how they really add a lot of motion and fluidity to your composition. So something like that could be done as well. A couple other things as we keep going here. So this is just taking that Aspidistra leaf and coming in and splitting it into multiples. And so I'm just going every couple, quarter of an inch. I come in, pop it, move my finger through, and then just keep coming back here. And then you can see how that creates a great piece and would add a lot of texture into your composition. On here, you can just do it on one side, and so on here, I didn't go all the way to the end. So I just came in and popped it here, and then just watch that I don't go all the way to the end. and you want to stay all on the one side of that main rib. But you can see how that could add visual interest into your composition. The Aspidistra does not brown when you cut the edges. Here's a little bit more creative, and here we just spaced out. We did cut it with the scissors on this. I did even spacing using my fingers to make sure that I had the same length of the piece that folded over. So I folded over every other. You could do more of them and have them go different directions. So some could fold forward, some could fold backwards. But again, a little piece of U-glue was applied on the back side and then just tapped in. So here you can see how versatile the Aspidistra leaf is. Are you inspired to create some different designs? Post them down in the comments so we can see what you do too, and you can share with all of the other viewers. Make sure and subscribe so that you get our future videos, and I hope that I inspired you to create some fabulous florals.